Hello everybody. I haven't done a video in quite some time, so I thought I'd take a little time to shoot a video of the maintenance I'm doing on the new VStrom that I picked up, new to me anyway. Sorry about the fingers in the picture there, but yeah, this '07 VStrom I picked up, and basically it was new old stock. Still had the dealer tag on the key. It had 1,800 miles on it. And so even though it is has very low mileage on it, there are still things that needed to be addressed. And, you know, things like, oh, I'm just bleeding the brakes today. There's the rear brake reservoir is behind that panel back there. And you can get at it with a Phillips screwdriver. I couldn't quite get the panel off because I was able to loosen the front of the panel, but the pannier racks, well, I could take the pannier racks completely off, but it's a big job. But I was able to get the screws out of the front of the side cover here and get it out enough where I could, you know, put fluid in there and drain the old fluid out of it. So anyway, as I was saying, you know, you've got a really low mileage bike, but the brake fluid obviously needs to be bled. I'm going to drain the coolant and replace the coolant and flush the system there. I already changed the oil on the bike. The tires were... Obviously, with that few miles on them, they look fine, but, you know, with an '07, with a bike that's from '07, even though the tires were like new, they had to go. So I've got a new set of tires spooned on here. And just picking up some of that stuff that I want to be safe with the brakes and make sure it's got good fluid in there, and, you know, just doing a few things too. I've got a heated vest system that I need to hook up on the bike, and I also have some heated grips to put on the bike. The old bike, some of you may know that I hit a deer dead center with my old VStrom. And it's incredible that I'm still here today. And I feel very fortunate that I wasn't injured worse than I was. Most of the wounds have healed. Here's the harness for my heated vest, phone holder and stuff like that. So that's the type of thing I got to put on here, remount. And anyway, my hands still shake a little bit. Some of you may know from the previous video, I had a lot of, you know, road rash, sprained ankles and bruises and cuts here and there, but the biggest problem was my wrists. You can imagine hanging onto the handlebars and hitting something as solid as a deer the way I did. It came out of nowhere. It came from, I was going around the right-hand corner. It came from the left. I never even saw it. And it literally told the bike I flew down the road. But my point there is all the tendons in both hands were stretched and the muscles torn. And thank goodness I am finally, the pain has gotten to a tolerable level. And so I'm looking forward to spring. I think I'm going to be okay. And anyway, so that's the story there. But back to the Suzuki. I've got, you can see the original air cleaner. Of course, I wanted to make sure everything was fine in here. I got the gas tank off. But the original air cleaner, I mean, it looks absolutely spotless, as it should, I suppose, with 1,800 miles on it. The fuel line that runs into the gas tank is right here, and there's another. This is the drain line in case you were to spill gas when you were filling the tank. It overflows, goes down this tube, drips out of the bottom. So if you're taking the tank off, there's a bolt here. You've got to just use a screwdriver and pry that little line off here. These you kind of have to push in on the fitting and push these in at the same time and then pull back. it's not really that difficult. I did replace that because it's a story, but the guy I got it from had, instead of putting a 90 fitting on here, for some reason he had replaced it with a straight fitting, and it just doesn't work. It kinks the line at a 90, and I don't know why he even, I would have never let it out of my shop like that. Let me go around the other side. So the fuel line runs down here, and of course into the fuel injection system down there. This fitting down here, as you can see, it's buried down in there. Now, that was a little hard to get off because you just can't get your hands in there. But with enough patience, and I did take these sensor out of the way, pull these tubes and get that out of the way. And then I was able to get in there with a screwdriver and a weird set of 90-degree needle nose, and I was able to get that off without pulling this whole air box, which is a pain. Here's a new battery on there, in there. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. I've got to get the heated grips on here, the heated vest hooked up. I got the new tires. I'm going to bleed the brakes, all new fluids. I'll put new antifreeze in it, and should be good to go. I do have some engine guards here that I got for it that I'm going to put on as well. The engine guards in a tip over, you know, and it happens in a parking lot, or sometimes it's just like the weirdest thing. You slip on gravel or whatever it might be, or God forbid, you know, you have to slide down the road or something like that. The engine guards there, they go up on the side of the fairing here, up the side of, they mount where the engine mounts in here, go up and protect the fairing. And they, on my other bike, definitely saved the fairing and the paint on some just, you know, silly tip overs that otherwise would have been very expensive. The bike came with some very large panniers. You can see we're at the bottom here, where they even, there's more room even at the bottom. They are big. Certainly plenty of room for going camping and things like that. I kind of would have preferred it to be just straight across. But you know, it wouldn't be that hard to modify them, but I probably will just go with them as they are. The BMW F650 is always solid. That bike is, I just love that bike. It's so agile, and it just, I mean, it does everything right for you. It sounds good. Of course, I've gone some videos over that, and, you know, that's a whole nother story there. The Moto Guzzi, some of you have seen the kind of the restoration type of, I found that for use, the people that are not familiar with it, I found it not running, sitting outside for 8 years plus. And so a lot of it wasn't savable, and that's why I decided to kind of do a little custom on it. And you can look at my videos if you want to see more detail on that. But I did go with a different seat. I had a similar seat on here. Here it is. It wasn't a very expensive seat, more or less a vinyl seat, and it was fine. But I wanted something a little bit more genuine. Went with a bigger leather saddle. Now you can get these saddles, these handmade leather saddles off eBay. They're made in India, mostly for type of Royal Enfield type of application. I had to make some brackets and things like that to mount it, and but nothing too terrible. And I did spring load the seat. Although those springs, I went with a soft set of springs first, and you sit on it, and the springs just bottom right out. So I said, okay, let me get they're listed as a heavy duty spring. Well, they don't move at all with my weight, so I don't know where you can meet where the middle ground is for those, but anyway, there's the new seat, the new spring setup, and the bike's just a hoot to ride. It really is. It sounds great. It sounds like a V8 on the Excel and D-Cell, and yeah, it just runs really good. I'm very, very happy with it. But Anyway, I thought I'd make a quick video, say hi to everybody. Hope you have a great New Year's and you had a great Christmas. Little TS 185 project here for I was able to find a new old stock, well, not a new old stock, but a very lightly used hop-up cylinder for this. Suzuki offered, the bike wasn't eligible for 175 racing because it was a 185, so Suzuki offered a hop-up kit where the porting on the cylinder was much more radical and bigger ports and everything. So I was able to get this this cylinder, so it's kind of cool. And so that's another project there, and I'll pick some of that up later on. But yeah, I've already got the Mikuni carburetor for that and everything, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. And anyway, that's the story here. Just enjoying the warmer weather. We've had some 60-degree weather, and today it's supposed to be a little rainy, but for this time of year, I'll tell you, I'll take every bit of that I can get. So that's a little catch up. That's where I'm at. I do have a heavier flywheel for that Moto Guzzi over there. There's all kinds of little things that I have no shortage of things to do to keep me busy in the wintertime. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and hope you're having a good holidays, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.